Do you know what, people? I have been talking here for the past half an hour thinking that I was live. My machine told me that I was live. I cannot even believe this has happened. I really can't believe this has happened. I was thinking to myself, how comes I can't see the numbers? And why doesn't it say live as I started to talk? But at one point it said, you have gone live. That is outrageous. And then a troll has put in the chat that I'm not going live and I'll be back next week. Can you believe these people? They'd love that, wouldn't they? They'd absolutely love that. Some troll. Yeah, lovely. I've got some ideas as to who that might be. Blessed love, people. I've done all the introductions. I played the tune and everything. I can't even believe this. I can't even believe this. This is actually nuts. This is actually nuts. Yeah. Let's wait for people to climb back in a little bit. Wow. Let me put something up as well on the gram. I mean, look, people get notifications and whatever. I'm sure they'll find out that we're live anyway. I can't believe that I've been literally sitting here for the last, I jumped on at I've been here for about 20 minutes, guys. Sitting, chatting, going through what we're talking about tonight. Unbelievable. So now I'm going to have to repeat it all. It's just outrageous. Anyway, blessed love, people. Blessed love. I hope you've had a wonderful week. I hope things are good for you. Let me try and fast forward. This machine, honestly, I was using my daughter's laptop over the Christmas or just after Christmas and whatever. And I literally was having a good time with it because it was working smooth. But we're back to the old bangarang. And this thing said to me, you are now live. And I started the show. I started the live. This is what happened. But actually, yeah, maybe I was just moving too quick because it didn't say live and I can see the live now and the numbers. So, yeah, I just thought I was live. Sorry, my people. Sorry. The machine's moving slow. I can't even see the comments right now because I need to keep it on the shots, the screenshots that I need to show and so on and so forth. Hold tight, Tarkwa mine, because I can see you in the studio there. And I will be bringing you back on. I know the sister, there was a sister waiting as well. Let me just tell her to join back. I can't believe this. Anyway. Maybe it's for a good reason, because there's certain corporate people that would have been watching tonight. That, maybe they don't need to hear what I got to say. Who knows? But I'm live. I'm live. Yeah. The technology. So lots and lots of things to talk about tonight. Let me speed to you again. This brother here, you might have seen him on Insta. We've had him up on Insta. I want to talk about the victory for the sister and also the victory for ourselves, because, at the end of the day, this guy here, Quincy White, also known as Bucky. Now, it is a victory because we know that to get a charge with these types of offences, much less to get a conviction, is really quite a feat. It is 0.1% of all sexual abuse allegations, whether that is rape or whether that is paedophilia against a child, whatever it is, sexual offences, 0.1% end up with a charge. Once that charge goes to court, 0.8% then ends in a conviction. Once that conviction is there in court, the sentences are extremely low. We know this. This is the issue. This has always been the issue, It's just been such an interesting week. We've got this guy here has been charged, and there was a little bit of a mistake made when I first put the post out on Insta. So I've corrected that. He's already been charged. He's not up for charge on the 30th. He's already been charged. And he's going to plea between the 30th and the 31st, thereabouts. Now, I remember, if you guys want a refresher for what that was, that story, this guy, Quincy, went to a club, drugged a girl's drink, and lured her to his place and subsequently raped her. He's been charged with 2 counts of rape, 1 oral, 1 vaginal. They haven't been able to get the drugging and the kidnapping to stick. That's it. But, we always believe the victim. Certainly believed her story. But he's been charged. He's definitely been charged. One thing that was, I think, fortunate for that sister was the fact that she was able to kind of get to her friends who were able to phone the police, and he was sort of apprehended at the scene of the crime. So that's, I think, why, one of the main reasons why they may have gone for a charge. And I think there are other factors as well. I don't want to talk too much about the case because it is now live and it is now on its way to court. So as you well know, we can't go too much into the details of that at this time. But I'm actually convinced there will be a conviction, and we will give that sister our full support. We'll be in attendance, and when the court dates come up, I will let you know. I feel that our voices need to be heard, and they need to be heard very strongly on this. And it's just interesting, the amount of opposition. For those of you that remember, put up a 1 if you remember. The opposition, I think it was his mum that was speaking out and defending him and things like this. The usual stuff that happens. And we knew that this was a strong case. We always believe the victim, and she's hopefully about to have her day in court. So that's another victory. That's victory number 3 for us now with the work that we do, victory number 3. So that's as much as I can say on him. We had the guy that didn't want to face the music and jumped off the bridge. We had the brother before that, and this is number 3. And I'm very excited and very confident that he's actually going to face the music. And I also believe rather that this is just the beginning for him, because there were lots of women that hit us up at the time that was concurring and saying, yeah, he's this way and he's done this to me. And as usual, some of them didn't go forward. So I'm appealing again. If you've been a victim of Quincy White, aka Bucky, reach out and we will guide you through the process of how to make a statement. He's inside, by the grace, he will not get bail with this one. He's inside at the moment for a different crime, not related. So, the idea is that he's going to face his plea on the 31st or the 30th, something like that. At that point, whatever's happened here and what he's been charged for here will come to bear. And there, hopefully, we can keep him in prison, awaiting trial for that. Now, if other people come forward, the other victims come forward and then make more statements, and those statements become cases, and you see where I'm going with this. He won't be seeing the light of day for a long time. And that's exactly what should be happening. The time has come for people to come out of the shadows. There's only so much talking I can do. I've set the tone. I've set the stage. I've put the spirit of truth into the situation. I've taken away the shame that a lot of women felt in our community in stepping forward. There's no need to be in the shadows anymore, feeling unsafe in that regard. People are thinking twice before they try to intimidate victims because they know that they will be outed. Now, if his time is up has not proven to people that standing safe in numbers, speaking as one voice, not being afraid, deters even the most scariest of people, then I don't know what we're doing here, because we've definitely proven that. We dethroned Vincent Rapp, and that's the only real risk that we've ever had to us. The only real risk. We take precaution, of course we do, but at the end of the day, it's the only real risk. And that leads me to my next point. It is a heavy weight having to deal with this campaign. For those of people that like to say, Afua, you're doing this for clout or whatever. Clout chasers like people to like them. Clout chasers like their stuff to be popular and up there. Do you understand? This is not the case with us. We have faced so much opposition, and the human cost has borne on me and my family exclusively in that regard. I went to Tanzania, 2 years ago now, probably, or a little bit longer. And I was at a juncture in my life where, I'm kind of staring at retirement, really, in the next how many years. The majority of my children are grown up. Only baby Afua left on the firm, if you like. If the whole world was in pandemic, we weren't in Tanzania. I was living a life of peace, seriously. And when I took up the mantle for this, because I knew that the community needed it and somebody had to take up the mantle, I was still in that place. I come back here, and within how long have I been back? 15 months, maybe, something thereabouts. I've got defamation cases coming out of my ears, which are futile attempts. It's just all guilty people, pedos, rapists, trying to hang on to their position, which is what they do. And that is that I'm not guilty of anything. I'm not going to go to jail for this. I'm going to live my life knowing that I've caused so much destruction in other people's lives and all the rest of it. It is what it is. It goes with the territory, but it wears you down. It does wear you down. So I've got those things going on, the defamation cases, I've got death threats, I've got, you know, that uncertainty of everything, opposition coming left, right and center, people telling a bag of lies on me, all of this bad stuff coming towards me, nasty negative energy. I've got people that I try to support who have, you know, got serious issues for themselves, who switch because their heads ain't stable, and they give me shit as well because, you know, it goes with the territory. So this week, something more significant happened actually, and it really highlights the institutional opposition that we face. But before I get to that, people, you guys might remember this story, this Carey fellow, David Carrick, another one after the Cousins man, can't even remember his first name, Cousins that murdered Sarah Everard, you know, serial rapist guy. He's 48 years old, yeah, in the Met. His name's David Carrick. He met his victims through dating websites, and he's just pleaded guilty to 49 offences across 2 decades. The Met has apologised after it emerged he had come to the attention of the police after 9 incidents, including rape allegations between 2000 and 2021. 21 years. Is it any wonder that victims of these types of crimes don't get any justice? How many Carricks and Cousins are there in the Met? How many? How many's walking around? Well, I think the victims that we speak to, particularly those that were raised in care homes in Lambeth and wherever, I think they know how many, because it is a lot. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes onto this issue. This is one of the key factors why there is no justice and why these rates of conviction and charges are so low. That's what I believe. They're never investigated properly, you know. They need to clean up their act. And those of us that put our heads above the parapet and speak about these issues, those of us that do that are often persecuted, hunted, harassed, and sometimes killed, depending on the information that you're uncovering, you know. I've certainly had death threats that I know didn't come from the street. Definitely had that, especially when I was in Tanzania. So these are the things that happen. You know, these are the things that happen. And basically, my brothers and sisters, all of you that know me, know the way that I work, is that I am a self-employed contractor. So, you know, today I could be in a prison, tomorrow I could be in next week I could be in a probation office, social services, whatever. The whole health and social care spectrum is my my work ground, you know? So I just basically, I think it was a couple of months ago, I'm trying to remember when I started there. I got a contract. I worked for an agency. I got this contract, as I do. I took the contract. I know the organization very well. I did a stint with them back in the day, I don't know, 2012, 2013, something like that. I had a lot of respect for them, particularly my service manager there, who I actually really still have a lot of respect for because I know that he was just a messenger. So these people liked me so much and liked my work so much that they encouraged me actually to go for a permanent position, which I have not done in about 15 years. And I thought, okay, I'm going to be here for a bit. There's lots of work to do. Baby Afua started year 7. I kind of need some of the benefits, paid sick leave, paid annual leave or whatever, stuff that I have forfeited for my freedom to be able to come and go and do what I want to do for the last 15 years. So I said, all right, let me do that. So that should have been taking form today. So imagine my surprise, people, when I go into work on Wednesday morning, no problem Monday, no problem Tuesday, suddenly out of nowhere, Wednesday morning, these people call me in and tell me that I'm being dismissed with immediate effect and I need to leave the premises immediately because it's come to their attention that I'm a paedophile hunter and I've got this platform and it's a risk to their organization and their cohort. But what's interesting about this is that I'm employed as a senior practitioner, complex females, safeguarding and managing and advocating for complex females, meaning women with complex issues. And what are those complex issues? The complex issues are women that have been sexually abused, raped, are sex workers, are on drugs, and things of that nature. The exact same cohort who I advocate for in the community. How do they justify this? This is the kind of institutional opposition that creates a David Carrick and a Wayne Couzens. I believe that's his name. You know, I'm bad at names, guys. These are the things that enable them to thrive. Because the attitude from the street up or from the establishment down, doesn't matter which way, but that is the attitude, that is the institutional opposition that people like me face, you know? And if I didn't believe in this, I wouldn't be putting myself on the line like this. How many people do you know that is going to lose their job, get harassed, do all of this, do all of that, and still keep it moving and refuse to stop? You know? This is what activism looks like. For those people that think that activism is having a roundtable conference and chatting all the time, this is what activism looks like. It comes at human cost. And the human cost is really the people you're fighting for. In fact, a lot of this crap that you have to deal with comes from the people that you're fighting for. You know, here they are. Here's the organization. Because I'm not having it, basically, guys. I'm not going to take it laying down. There they are. Change, Grow, Live. Used to be CRI back in the day. Change, Grow, Live. And they say, if you want to change your life, we're here for you. Really? Because the cohort of individuals you're talking about, my cohort, my clients, would positively cherish and cheer me on. There is no threat. There is no risk. It's all perceived. Some of the rhetoric in terms of what they didn't give me an explanation, and then I demanded one. So they in writing. So they gave me one in writing. It was full of lies about how the initial meeting had gone. And also they give me some kind of explanation as to what, or some sort of justification as to what they felt constituted a risk, because that's what I asked for. It was all hogwash. It makes no sense whatsoever. And there's nothing about our activities that puts paedophiles at risk that have not been in the judicial system. That's one of the things they said. The process of catching a paedophile, because that was the biggest thing. It wasn't even the wider aspects of the campaign that they were really that focused on. It was the paedophile hunting side of it. They even named a couple of videos that I put up. Paedophile hunting is done in a way where the paedophile is snared and captured into committing a crime. Yeah, the British government have accepted it. The police have accepted it and work with the paedophile hunters. The process is that paedophile is snared into a conversation. In fact, they're not snared into a conversation. What happens is that they choose the conversation with what they perceive to be a child. And during that interaction, crimes are committed. Indecent images are sent, inappropriate language is used by the paedophile to what that paedophile believes to be a child. That is evidence. At the point of the sting, where the paedophile is either captured at their home, captured at their home, or drawn out of their home to meet a child, at that point where they're captured, the police are called. And the only time where there might be conflict in that situation is if the paedophile tries to run, in which case a Section 24A citizen's arrest has to be enacted, perfectly legal. That person will be restrained safely for their own safety and for the safety of everybody else. And sometimes the role of security is to ensure that the paedophile is not harmed by members of the public who realize what's going on. So that's what happens. When the police arrive, they are handed a very, very professionally constructed file in an MG11, which is a police statement and evidence. And the police are very impressed by that. They look through it on the spot. The person is then arrested on the spot, and that inevitably ends in a court case and a conviction because it's undeniable. So this isn't people that haven't been subject to the judicial process. That's not who these people are. It's an open and shut case, Governor, as they would say. It's an open and shut case. So I'm not even sure where they're getting this from. it is about the fact that people don't want to deal, especially at the very highest level, with what goes on. But we will not be deterred. And when it comes on to getting work, finding work, doing work, running my business, doing whatever I do to make money, it ain't a problem. The people that think that they're smart in this scenario, yeah, the Stevens and the Jemimas who think that they're smart in this situation, shame on you, because you're not smart. You never did fool anybody. You know, when your spirit knows, and they think they're smart, and you're playing the game. You know, one of those ones. You know, these people can't even begin to call themselves sisters or brothers. You understand me? This is our issue. We don't stick together. You understand what I'm saying? We're so caught up, particularly in this country, in our we're so caught up in our little roles and whatever, and our feelings of grandioseness, that we've forgotten the bigger picture, isn't it? You can't even hold your head up, these people. You can never look me in the eye. And that's the thing. But I'm not going to spend too much time on it this week, because we've got some other items. I am going to revisit it, and I'm going to decide in the next 24 to 48 hours exactly how I'm going to proceed with these people, because I won't have it. They know what they've done. They know that they have unconstitutionally removed me from somewhere based on nothing but bias and prejudice towards paedophile hunters or people that do what we do. And that's not cool. And although that I may not be covered by employment law in terms of, being able to bring tribunal and all these things that happen when you're permanent and long term, there are lots of other laws that have been broken here, and there are lots of other civil liberties that have been broken, and I'm not going to take it laying down. So that's what's been happening, guys. That's why that and lots of other things which I'm going to tell you about, but not today, in relation to all of, the campaign and the way that people think they can move within it and attack us and do whatever. I will get to it, but I don't have time for that today. Okay. What I do want to talk about, though, is, there's a thin line between, there's a very thin line between the sane and the insane. There's a very thin line between the sane and the insane, and we've been stalked by a sister for quite some time. I did mention her, I think, guys. I don't know, I can't remember how long ago now, but I did mention her. It was a couple of weeks ago, maybe. People are in my DMs constantly about this woman because she's putting out videos and all the rest of it. And I've just been ignoring her. She's been around a long time trying to get my attention. It hasn't worked, But I became aware that the sister that shared her story about Peter Chemist, just the last live of 2022, she shared her story about Peter Chemist. She was also stalking this sister. And it also came to my attention that she'd begun to stalk the Milton Keynes family as well, And now it's come to my attention that she's accused Killer P of raping her. It is outrageous. It's got to stop. I was so upset when I heard about this, and I was even tempted to put her face up in the Hall of Shame, but I said, no, let's not do that, because I do know the sister's unwell. But it's a little bit like the last pedo sting. This guy had learning difficulties who we stung the other day. You guys saw the video. He had learning difficulties, but it was clear capacity. Oh gosh, we had people in the studio. Now they've gone again. I was just about to bring them on. He had clear capacity, because when you saw the logs and the things that he was saying to this child, there were nothing. He had a speech impediment, but there was nothing wrong with his head and his culpability, his capacity to be able to harm a child. So the stung was made. There was no concessions made. And the same it is with this sister. Yes, she does have mental issues. It's very clear that she does. But the thing she's going on with, it can't be allowed to ensue. It's very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. Here's the sister. Take a good look at her face. We're going to talk about her in a minute, because I'm not really putting up with a lot of it this year, my brothers and sisters. I can't. There's too much of it going on. People think that they can just dump on us anytime they please, dump on Afua anytime they please, and I'm supposed to just absorb it. Do you understand? It's not acceptable. We're trying to do a work here. We don't need this kind of thing. And I'm damned if I'm going to allow, I know a brother has not raped this woman. Do you understand? So he was just here, and the sister that she's been stalking as well is just here. So I'm going to try and get them back. Have a look at her boat, and I'll try and get them back. Right, people. Hey. Oh, my God. Killer's on his way. That's the individual we're talking about there. Let me get back to the comments. I haven't seen not one of them in trying to keep it on the shots that I wanted to show. I've just been sent a message. I had the sister on and Killer Pete on. He's going to try and jump back in quickly, but he's got a show tonight, so he really doesn't have that much time. It says that she's on the sister's doorstep, this mad woman. And there's plenty of people in here who follow her. This is a mad woman. While these people are waiting to come back on, oh my days, honest to Lord, you see what I mean? Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Let me try and get hold of the sister here, because that's just crazy, man. Wait there, people. Huh? She's off her head. Try and get through to the sister. What a madness. What a palampam tonight. Honestly, it's gone too far. It's gone too far with her. You know, she's actually dangerous. I think we need to safeguard this sister here. Oh, no. She says she's on another call. Let me just message her. Actually, let me see. 1 second, people. Okay, she's still on another call. Yeah. Anyway, this person basically has just taken things way too far. Okay, so victim says she's calling the police. The woman's actually at her door. She's at her door. She's at her door. Right, 1 second, people. I just knew this live was going to be a mad one, you know. I had a feeling. So anyway, very dangerous. Thank you, Paula. Very, very dangerous woman indeed. So basically, let me just rehash the story as while I'm waiting for people to come on and get some responses. I met this, let me just rephrase that, because I've never met her in my life. I don't know this woman from Adam, but like so many people, she contacted me. And she started to tell me her story. Now, her story at the time was that she had her children removed, you know, unfairly and whatever, and then she went into her traumas and whatever. So there was a little bit of back and forth with that for a little bit of time while I was in Tanzania. It was during one of those conversations that I realized his sister was unstable, because she started to talk about conspiracy, like, you know, the government were following her, and she showed me her walls that had wires ripped out of it. And, you know, I work with mental illness, and I thought, well, this looks like you did that. There's no evidence that you've been followed by the police. And why would they? You know, why are you important? Do you know what I mean? So I basically said to her, you know, oh yeah, all right, let me just stop the story there because Killer's come on and he's very limited for time. Blessed love, Karma. Blessed love, Killer.
Manners and respect. Can you hear me, my sister?
I can hear you. Yes, you're on.
All right, you're very faint, but manners and respect and good evening, everybody. Outer love.
Am I faint? Am I faint, bro? You said.
No, I can just about hear you, but sure, you know, I don't know. Loudspeaker now.
Okay, cool. So I've been talking about this Sherelle character, bro, and I was going into how I met her and how she, you know, one night I had a conversation with her and I basically said to her, look, I don't think I can help you. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of your story, it just doesn't add up. And she was like, you can't drop me now. You know, you're my therapist. I was like, whoa, when did I ever tell you that? Like, this is not that kind of party. And then there was a bit of a standoff. I ended that call. And from that point till this, she stalked me and talked a bag of foolishness about me. And I'm aware also, hopefully the sister can get on, that Peter Chemis's victim, who came on last live of 2022, it just so happens that she also knows this individual. Because remember, I don't know her from nowhere. I didn't know that you'd had an encounter with her. I didn't know that the victim had an encounter with her. But somehow we find ourselves here triangulated, affected by this woman, this mad woman, you know?
It's sad. I was saying to you before that usually...
I don't know if you heard, bro, just before you start, I don't know if you heard, but Sister Serena that came on and who was on waiting with you in the studio just now before you came off, Sherelle's was turned up at her door, so the police are on the way.
What?
Yeah, that's what's happening.
That sister needs some protection as well, still. You see some of these mad, unpredictable young ladies, that the world hasn't done everything to them. Some particular person or something's happened underlying in their life that has nothing to do with anybody else, but it's just like whoever gets tangled up around them for whatever reason, whether you go to help them or, you know what I mean, comfort them in any way, you get caught up in their flipping whirlwind. That just puts you off from wanting to, you know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. She's a mad girl. And I'd really got like heart for a lot of people that are going through mental scenarios, that are seeking help and getting that support. Absolutely. But you see, when you're misusing, you got some people that are smart and know how to use the system, Rasta. And they are mentally not stable. What do we do about those kind of people, Afua?
You know, I was talking about the subject of capacity, and I was giving the example of the latest paedophile sting that I went on. The brother was 24-year-old, had a really bad speech impediment, was clearly had learning difficulties. But when you look at the chat and look at the things that he was prepared to do to a child and talk to a child about, you knew that he had some kind of capacity to be able to do that. He's already been convicted twice of the same thing, tried in an adult court. He had capacity as much as he had limitations and difficulties. And I say it's the same for Sherelle. She's obviously mentally unstable, but she has capacity. She knows what she's doing. And that's the reason we're talking about her today. You and I spoke earlier on in the week, my brother. You and I spoke earlier on in the week, and that was one of the conversations, wasn't it? It's like, oh, Lord, maybe we should just allow her because she's got mental health issues and whatever. But the sister's dangerous, and she's doing some very dangerous things.
When you can walk and put good people's name out there in such a way that it does actually even make sense even doing that. If there's a pattern of that already, then it would make sense if you threw that in the pot as well. But there's no pattern of that around me, ever. I'm such a clean-cut guy when it comes to women. Yeah, a woman might say, oh, that you there, my gal is, that you there, I have too much gal and all them things. But listen, any woman that's been around me know that I'm a gentleman around them. I don't play that game, you know. I've been around a lot of women that have been through a lot of stuff in my life. On my come up, you get me? So, and we've been defenders for females before we even knew what defending females were. Honestly,
so tell us quickly,
it's really heartbreaking, man.
Because I know that you talked about her on a live, didn't you? I've got to catch up with that live, but I know you did.
Well, not on a live. I spoke to her on my podcast because usually I don't even talk about silly stuff like that. It's not that it's silly, but I mean, not on a negative vibe. It's a new year. What the hell? I'm trying to do positive stuff and uplift my people, but when this was brought to my attention, I'm like, wow, who else is this young lady bringing this stuff to? on one hand, you're saying, oh, this guy's molested me. Patrick Knight, Killer P, has raped you. Like, no, you've got to come with your evidence, step forward, talk your truth, and you better step good, talk good, and make sure you speak with clarity when you speak about me. Because I'm going to come and tell you exactly which part of me know you from. And when I knew you, there weren't no madness to your thing. There weren't no madness to your thing. Me and the woman used to reason. How do I know her?
Yeah.
I know her from, what, country show, Brockwell Park. We used to do a country show in Brockwell Park yearly with ufology and different little organizations that was running back then. See? She was performing with a group of people, some rappers, whoever. At the time, the person she was performing with didn't actually turn up. See? So she's asked me last minute, oh, can you fill in the gap of this tune for me, because my people them never turn up, whatever, boom boom. Me like fool go do that. And that's where the journey start, right? From there, me and the young lady used to reason on the phone about life and etc. Nothing sexual, nothing about me and her, as you know, it's not my type of woman. But I've always had her as a little sister, like, yo.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
I ain't seen her for years, right? And then I met her back up online. I gave her my number. She come and link me, right? This one I knew that she was mad. Her episode, I wasn't expecting. So I'm in my crib. You know, reasoning, whatever. I've left, gone into the toilet, come back. Why is the ashtray all over wherever this spot was where she was sitting? Like, turned over. So I'm like, you could have easily lift up that, you know. You could have just scraped up that with a Rizzler. Not trying to say too much, get me? Could have just scraped up the spliff button with a Rizzler, really, innit? The girl switched on me in my crib, where I live as a quiet man, not loud. I don't have arguments every day in my house. It's not a whirlwind in my crib. It's a peaceful place. This young lady switched in my place, loud, one bag of things. So I'm saying, listen, before I lose, because you don't know who I am. I'm a nice man, but I'm a different guy. So here's what you need to do. Come out of my place. No more chatting. No. Leave my place. Leave my place, please. And that's how it was left. Funny enough,
but that's fair.
I don't hear nothing back from this young lady since.
How long ago was that, bro?
A while back, man. Maybe a couple years. I ain't heard nothing back from the girl. So how come all of a sudden I'm hearing I've raped you? I've never touched you. In what way have I touched you?
So the next thing you heard,
I asked the girl must say I watch right now. In which way me touch you, Patrick?
I don't know if she is, because she's at the Serena's door. I just had another message.
She go and see this, and she go have to answer. I don't care which way she sees this. But I'm bending. You don't listen. Every woman that I've ever laid down with would have seen that video that I done on my podcast and been very upset to see that cranny face girl. Seen? Because I lay down with cranny. But I've levels, I've got standards, and I respect the woman, them man has a respect. But there's standards. I don't lay down with I'm not desperate, Reggie. Yeah. Desperate people run down that desperate people might go out and do things they shouldn't. People that's comfortable in their thing, you know what I mean? I don't need that in my life, thank you. And I got daughters, I've got aunties, I've got sisters. I don't know who you're trying to pay up like that, but you choose the wrong man. You see me? And that's how we think there.
It's unfair.
I got to literally put some petrol in my car, so if you can give me 2 minutes, my sister, I literally got a car. I'm on the road, right? Yeah, please. 2 seconds.
2 minutes. No worries. I'm going to play a little video, people. I didn't get time to upload it because it was sent to me like lastminute.com. Wasn't able to, but I'm going to play you the audio of it. Now, when this woman talks about her children were taken into care, you know, it was all very unfair because it's always someone else's fault, isn't it? With some people. She used that to attach herself to the Milton Keynes family, but she didn't do that in a healthy way. She thought it was a good idea to bombard them with message after message after message after message after message, sometimes at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, telling them in long voice notes all about her story incessantly, you know, at a pace. And of course, they were overwhelmed. It was like, who's this woman? Do you heard who is this woman? It was to me, it was highly disrespectful, very devastating for them, because that wasn't their focus. If you were ringing to say, like, I fully understand your pain, I've been through the same thing, and made it about them, then that would be healthy. But this stuff ain't healthy. Now, I've had sight of documents and evidence, okay? I hope this sister don't make me have to show it. But I've had sight of that. And this woman's children were taken away because she took her 6-year-old or 7-year-old and mashed her head against a sink. Kick and punch the picnic. All kind of stuff. Let me bring on sister here, Serena. Serena can tell you more about this type of thing, actually. She's back. Yes, my sister. Sis, what is going on? Do you know what? I have to laugh because I've seen your message where you said that you threw hot water on her just now. Like, what the hell is going on? Take yourself off mute, sis. You're on mute. You're on mute, Serena.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
What is going on?
Do you know what it is? Hold on.
Apologies, yeah. You don't know, so working hours. You know, so
that's all right.
Yeah, hello. Sorry.
All right, sister's with us now. She was going to tell us the update as what's going on with the woman at her door. What's going on, sis?
Bruv, long story short, this woman has been fucking stalking me. Like, she's been stalking me.
Try keep the F's down tonight, sis, yeah? If you can for me, yeah? Try and keep the swear words for me if you can tonight.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry, yeah. So let's just say I met her in 2011. She came to my music video, which was it? Hard in the Paint. She turned out she was an extra. Yeah, I didn't realize that she used to sort of, we wasn't consistent friends. I found like she would sort of pop up and disappear. I've only found out recently it's because she gets sectioned quite often. She's had her kids put in care because she abuses them. And I'm talking to crazy levels. I'm talking like, you know, like she's knocking their heads off sinks. She's emotionally abusing them. She's physically abusing them. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. So she's really got no right to moan about them being taken or making that.
So she's been online for a few years now. They know the government stolen my kids illegally. They stolen my kids illegally, yada, 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 all this stuff. But obviously, she sent me her safeguarding report, her social services safeguarding report. And it says everything that she's done to these kids. Everything, and it's disgusting. You understand? Like, and she's always accusing men of raping her. It's a lie. It's always a lie. This woman has not been raped. Yeah? I'm telling you that now. She what happens is that she'll get into confrontations with men. They'll call her ugly, and then she'll say, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna get you done for rape." That's what she'll do. Yeah. Now I've been on a three-way call with her where she was seeing a guy. The guy didn't want fuck all to do. Sorry, he didn't want nothing to do with her. Sorry, my language. He didn't want nothing to do with her. She kept trying to get me to call him. Please, tell him I'm a good person. Yada yada yada. I said, look, we ain't gonna do all that extra stuff. You want me to call him, have a little conversation with him, have a conversation with him. I had a conversation with him, and he was just deadly honest. He was like, yo, I don't want to. I told him from the beginning I didn't want a relationship. I want nothing to do with this girl because she's a mad bitch. She keeps calling police to my yard. Yada yada yada. Sound pretty reasonable to me. I was like, okay, cool. I was just listening to him. Then she cuts in because he's not really realizing she's on a three-way call. And straight away, okay, well, you'll be hearing from the police. Yeah, that you're going to be getting done for rape. I'm going to tell them you raped me. Straight away, within a split second.
No.
Yeah, I mean, so she's prone to doing this. That's what she does. But she's even been, you know, like obviously you and I did the interview about my abuse when I was a kid. She's been running around telling people I'm lying, this, that, and the third. And people really don't understand how difficult it is to even get your abuser to call. They don't even know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But she keeps getting caught out on false allegation. She reports people all the time, and the police know that they know she's a liar. They know she's a liar, and she's not even allowed. She's not allowed to see her children. She's not allowed to see her children. She's a risk. No. Basically, they got put in care, and then the dad now has them, and he's raising the kids with her partner. The kids are so over her shit. They're so over her. Sorry, I just stop swearing. They're so over her and her behavior. They know she's manipulative. And I've heard her, like I said, she's not meant to be talking to her kids, but what she does, she'll hit them up on social media, on Snapchat and those type of things. And she's still manipulating them. Oh, do you understand why, I've been away most of your life? Do you understand the government kept me away from you? They've been drugging me. Like, she's still doing it. She's still manipulating them. She's still not telling the truth. Yeah, she's still not being honest. Now, I've had a conversation with the woman who's raising her kids now. She has a harassment charge against her right now. Right now, she has a harassment charge against her. She keeps contacting her. And even recently, since I've been in contact with her, she's still she's harassing her even more. She's inboxing her and messaging her. And what she tried to do is she tried to delete the messages. Nope. Her name's called Shazza. Anyway, she screenshotted everything. Yeah, I'm telling you, that woman, she's gonna get done. She's gonna get flipping done. I'm telling you. Yeah, let me make her carry on.
I mean, even if she's done and they section her again and keep her away from the public, I think that's what needs to happen. I think that she's far more dangerous than we know, and I think that people do need to know about her because it's. The stuff she's saying about me and whatever, she's never met me. She doesn't know where I am. She can't turn up on my doorstep. It's by the by. She's always on it. And every time I block her, she pops back up on another profile on it. Turns up in the comments all over my DMs. And I just block her again. People send me stuff that she's been going on with on her lives. I see her name on it and I don't even read it. Because I just think, it's her again. Yeah. With this and the things that she's doing to you, and definitely what she's doing to the brother, it can't be allowed to ensue.
Exactly.
And it's decent because I remember when we were talking, even though he had to talk about her on his live, you could see that I could hear from you, Brother P, that you really didn't want to have to deal with her and out her on your live. I didn't want to have to do that either, bro.
You feel away still.
Yeah, you feel away because you think she's not well, but at the same time,
you had to go through that.
Say again, sis.
No, I'm just saying, Tequila, I'm sorry that you had to go through that with her, because it's literally, I was actually saying even yesterday, I said, look, I've never felt more sorry for all those men that you've lied on. All those men that you stuck up for, saying that they raped you and stuff. It's disgusting. It's actually disgusting, especially when people like me, we really fight. I had to fight to even get, it's because of people like her. It's because of people like her why rapists don't get fucking convicted, and she just makes me so mad. So how dare you come on my doorstep? You're talking about my kids. Yeah,
you're right, because a lot of women's stories get discredited because of people like this stupid girl. Yeah, honestly,
and it's peak of it as well. She's on Facebook. She's on Facebook right now, basically trying to accuse me of lying as a child, while she lies as a big grown adult about men. I think that's disgusting. I'm sorry.
It is disgusting. It is disgusting. And we've always said that we view women who do that in the same terms as the men that lie on the victims when they know that they've raped them or that they've violated a child. She's no different. It's the same in reverse. So I don't know, put up a one, people, if you think that her face deserves to be in the Hall of Shame. Let me know, because like Killer, I've been wrestling with it because of the sister's difficulties. But there are levels to mental illness, and people live with mental illness all the time and behave perfectly normal, or behave not confrontational to anybody. They don't pose a threat to anybody. It's an illness. We realize that. There's no judgment. But when they become dangerous, even, should we not know that's what they're doing? She can't go around accusing brothers just because they've pissed her off of rape.
This girl's willing to bust her own head. Just so that the police them don't arrest her. So you gotta know what kind of mad somebody I work with. This woman, she will set you up. She'll get you nicked. She'll put you in a position and make herself look like the victim. Because most times,
definitely,
I don't know how. I just don't know how we can't see through the gap with some of these scenarios. Yeah, man. Some of them they're too smart with it, and I don't. So I know you're not fully mad as far as I'm concerned. You're not fully mad.
Listen, she knows exactly what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. Don't get it twisted. She's one of these people that plays on mental illness. It's all to get money out of the government. Do not get it twisted. She's very aware of what she does, because she's been, you know what, I stopped talking to her for about a year. I can't remember what we had a disagreement about. We had a disagreement about something. I stopped talking to her, and she come back and trolled me on different accounts, and I mean beer accounts. She's got beer accounts.
Lots of accounts.
So she come back an account, kept talking shit about me, and then we didn't talk for a year. I used that function where it says, "Oh, block all accounts and future accounts." Block that. Didn't hear from her for a bit. Then I started receiving emails from her, lots of emails just about random little legal stuff that she's going through or whatever it is. Then she calls me on withheld. Oh, hi. Did you get some email? Oh, by the way, that wasn't me. It must have been the police that, they've been hacking me and they're sending that emails to people. This is what she told me. Yeah. She's always said things. Oh, they've hacked me and they're sending out emails. Like, why would they send you like random stuff? And from all of her emails as well, all her emails addresses. She's tagged in all of her email addresses. So I'm just looking at thinking to herself, like I knew she was chatting shit, do you know what I mean? But literally only up until a couple of days ago, that's when she admitted, actually, no, it wasn't the police that sent it. I wasn't hacked. It was me who sent those emails. You know what I mean? So just for the sheer fact that she's been saying that for a minute, and now, like, she was so blasé about it. Nah, it was me, actually. It was me. That let me know. That let me know that she knows exactly what she's doing. She's very aware of what she's doing and saying. Don't get twisted.
Can't trust them, man. I'm scared of people like that. I can't even lie to you lot, man. I'm frightened. Yeah, I'm frightened of people like that. Genuinely. She needs help. And the people within whatever institute or, organization need to start giving her the right medication. That young lady is clear to see she's not getting her medication.
I don't think she's taking it. They may have given it to her, but I don't think she's taking it really. And I think
she's not taking it right now. She's actually not taking it right now because she's trying to say that they gave her the wrong medicine and they've been drugging her and all this stuff. And I'm just like, girl, like it is a choice to take medication. Whether they give it to you or not, it is a choice whether you take it. You understand? So you need to take responsibility of why you're even like that. You chose to take it for years. Like you chose to do these things. You chose to beat on your kids. You chose to. That's why they are in the care system. It's not because, they're coming down on you and they're gang stalking you. This is the word she likes to use. And the craziest thing is that when she came to my house, she said that she only learned what the word gang stalking meant like 2 weeks ago. But yet still, she's got several pages about gang stalking and saying that she's being gang stalked. She's weird. Very weird.
She knows what she's doing. She knows the system, that's for sure. What's her surname again? It's Sherelle something, isn't it?
Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah. Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know, like, what man is going to see that woman in the state that she's in and want to go and link that young lady? Like, what person is going to see that young lady in the state she is on social media and think that's a person that's stable? Let me go and meet that person.
Oh, and let me just make a point.
Yeah, no, before you go to that, sis, it's a very valid point. Because any man that does do that and links her and whatever, I think that he's taking advantage of the fact that she's vulnerable because she clearly is in that regard. She's clearly vulnerable. So they're just nasty at the end of the day. But that doesn't mean that they deserve to be accused of rape either, does it?
This is what I was just about to say as well. Let me just make a point as well. She has reported me recently to the police. Like she's basically trying to come off with like that I'm harassing her. She's also reported me to social services recently. Yeah. And she told them that I'm abusing my kids. I allow bag of man around my kids. Like just be a fuckery, be a foolishness in it. Basically, she's saying about me what has happened to her. Everything that she's done to her kids is what she's trying to say about me. Now, and she put my address online. Yeah, we had a disagreement. She put my address online. She tried to let gal that aren't really fond of me. She tried to let them know that
where you are.
I mean, this is where she is.
You see them people there? That's why I say they're demons.
So this is what social did. Social called me. It called me and said to me that what's it? Hold on, someone's at the door.
Is it the police?
Police. Yeah. Fucking so social called me and said to me, oh, you've done this and da, da, da. And I was like, oh, they're saying that you keep telling people to come to your house to fight. And I was like, no. Actually, she put my address online, and I told them everything that she's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said, yeah, report her for harassment.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they said. And she didn't expect that. She thought, yeah, I'm going to get away with this, I'm going to get away with that. But it didn't go down like that. So trust me, she's about to get that work legally.
This woman is off her head. Well, look, the record is set straight from your podcast to this live. Killer P didn't rape this woman. It is an MO of hers that she comes on and says that people are raping her. Her children weren't removed unfairly. She was abusing them sickeningly. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, please, sis? Because you know more details than I do around that. I know that she was hitting her daughter against a sink. How old was the child? I said 6. Was I right? Serena, you there? Hold on. Oops, I think I might have muted you, Sorry, sis. Did you hear the question? Oh, they're muted. She's muted. She must have gone off to do something. I think there's somebody that came to her door, isn't it? It's a very sorry state of affairs. And it's like, okay, what do we do in terms of protecting people in our community, people of the public, protecting man like you? The only thing we can do is out that. Right. And unless she was like fully psychotic running through the streets on that level mad, then you have to say, well, no, we're not going to put her up. We're just going to have to call the mental health people. You know what I'm saying? But this is a sister that walks and is quite plausible when you first meet her. She's able to kind of interact with society.
She used to be a very level-headed, strong-minded sister, Bridget. That sister there, I used to have some deeper reasonings with that girl. So I don't know what went wrong in her life or what the underlying thing was that brought her to the stage where she is today. But I'm not here to beat her bad just because. I just don't understand why you would want to call me a rapist, like of all people, when, you know, ask a million women that maybe have come into contact with me. They've never had this ever. There's no person that's ever gone to the police saying that, you know, I've raped them. Why would it?
It's a horrible thing when you're not guilty of it and be accused of it. Horrible thing. We know this. You know, there's no basis to it whatsoever. You haven't seen the woman in 2 years.
Disrespect. Big disrespect, Bridget. Big
I get what you say when you say you're frightened for them people, because so am I. But at the same time, it makes me chuckle because she's mad. You know, she's not mentally ill, she's mad. Mental illness is an illness and people struggle with it at various different levels. Well, when somebody mad, she's just a mad woman. They're mad.
Dangerous.
You know? But when I heard about the children and what she'd done to it actually made my blood run cold, because I'd listened to her when I first started talking to her from Tanzania. I actually believed what she was telling me. I could see that she had difficulties and that there was probably no reaching her. But I still thought it was sad for her that she lost her children. But to find out that you were abusing those youths like that, do you understand? I've got something here, try and get it up, of her talking about, almost boasting about it, really. Yeah, like, come on. We're black people, innit? Like, our kids get smacked. But if you listen to this explanation, I'm going to play it because I didn't get time to upload it. I wish I could. Let me see if I can. It's too long with this thing. It's so slow. I'll put it up on Insta after, to be fair. But listen to this, bro. Just listen to this for a minute.
I did beat the child, yes, a couple times because she's fucking rude. Every time I told the child to listen, don't lie. I did beat the child, yes, a couple times because she's fucking rude. Every time I told the child to listen, don't lie.
Yeah, it's only like a clip. It's not long. I actually thought it was longer.
You see what it is? You see what it is, right? I just don't understand it. In 2022, 2023, I just don't understand. If we don't find that bond with our children, and we're trying to beat sense into our children when it's not about beating anything into anyone. Yeah, beating was for a time that had passed. It had expired at a certain point. But what I'm trying to say is it's about finding that bond with your children. Not being best friends with your children, but finding that bond with them where they can come and sit down and talk to you. And when you talk to them, they actually listen. You know
But
what I mean?
yeah, of course, 100.
When you're trying to drag up children and they don't do what you expect them to do because they see there's the discrepancies in your everyday living. So they think to themselves, they don't have to do some of the stuff. Then you want to beat them for that. Come on. We'll be setting examples out here on a level.
It's a crazy thing. Look, I'm not totally, I'll be honest, I'm very open about it. I'm not totally against physical punishment for children, especially in our culture. But there are limits, and also there are circumstances by which you might mete that out. My children know when they were coming up, especially my boy child, you know, that is not going to be the default position ever. The default position is to talk. Do you understand what I'm saying? The default position is to present both sides of the argument to you. But at any point you cross the line and disrespect me, I will clap you. Yes, of course I will. But that's not what she's talking about. In light of what we know, and in hearing her say that, I did beat the child, yes. What child? You mean your daughter? And when you realize the child's age, do you know what I mean? There was a real coldness there, I felt. Even in those few tiny seconds. You could hear it. I did beat the child, yes, because she was effing rude. This child was taken and had her head smashed against a sink. And I doubt she had even reached year 5.
You know what I'm saying?
That's unacceptable.
And these are the people that we would have quickly found, feel sorry for them, just like that, without even doing research on what you're telling us.
It's a madness.
As we hear that, we don't feel sorry for you. You them get taken away. And we hear your side of the story, but we don't know, say, I beat your box up and I ill-treat your children. And you think that we're supposed to feel sorry for Marga, dog.
And that weren't even the half of it. True World, are you still muted up? Or do you realise that you're muted up, sis? Serena? I don't know. I think she's dealing with a caller. But what a nasty piece of work to a little child. It's not right. And that's not the half of it. That's just one of the things that she did to the children. Of course, they've been taken away. And thank God they had a decent father that could take them up. Otherwise, they'd end up in the system and probably become one of our whistleblowers 10 years from now after having been through the care system. Do you know what I mean? It's not right. And then also, like you said, it delegitimizes people like the Milton Keynes family and their story. And had the cheek then to try and beg quabs with the people as if you're both suffering. That's despicable. When you knew that you did and you've
that family, man. Horrible, man.
Say again, bro?
No, I said shouts out to the family, man. Auntie Liz and
yeah, man, shout out to them.
And big up to those that are looking to be out in Milton Keynes on the 7th of Feb. Man, there's enough respect.
Yeah,
I hear what it is, you know, we support our one another, Rasta, but we don't support foolishness. Yeah, we know our one because we're spiritual.
That's
people.
right.
Not everyone can come bring something called carry or bring come story. Yeah, we're not no Johnny come lately, so I don't know, man. But big up to the ones that's out there that feel the pain, that understand what I want, and that's willing to support. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Simple message.
There seems to be a lot of people that know her in the chat. It says she used to walk around Croydon ranting to herself from years back. She's not well. I feel sorry for her on one hand, but on the other hand, like you said, she knows where she had to. She knows what she's doing. Yeah. She does. You know, she does. It's clear that she knows what she's doing.
Right now, them like,
yeah. So we're rolling out on the 7th, people, like the killer said, to remind you. Rolling out on the 7th to Milton Keynes Social Services offices. It's at Milton Keynes Civic Centre. I've DM'd a few people the address, but I'm going to put it up this week, and so on. So yeah, this woman, Killer P, we know that you're article. We know that you're certified, bro. We know that you're certified, brother.
Big up all my ex-girlfriends. Listen, watch this one though. But big up all my ex-girlfriends' mothers that love me dearly. You understand? There's so much elders that know who I am for real. They see me grow. So you can't tarnish someone that the community see grow and help to grow. You know what I mean? I didn't drop out of the sky. So yeah, man, there's a respect for your attempts. But no. I'm the wrong person, man. Wrong somebody, you know what I mean?
You're on your way up, you're on your way up to a show, aren't you, bro?
Yeah, literally, I'm just on the motorway now. Want some
All right.
still, but listen, have a great evening. Big up everyone. Keep supporting
Bless
Afua,
up.
man. You know, it's all love over this side.
Blessed
And
love,
have
my
a
brother.
nice weekend. We'll catch up soon.
All right, my brother. Blessed
Man, I
love.
respect my sister every time. See?
Take care.
Uh,
Rude and utter order. You can't come call the man a rapist like that. You're mad? Come to them people there. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It really is. Yeah, she will go up. She will go up in the Hall of Shame because at the end of the day, it is not acceptable. I don't know if it's the police that's come to True World. I think it is. That's why she's gone on mute. Let me just text her and find out if she wants to come back in. I'm going to put out the link, people. If people want to come on and have a chat. I'm just so fed up of it. I'm so fed up of it. This woman initially approached me for help and support. I tried to give that the best way I could, and then she turned into a troll. I got another sister. I'm not going to name her right now, because I had a lot of love in my heart for this sister, and I still do, because she's another one that's truly not well. I got cussed off by a sister here whose story that I featured on this platform ages ago. She never told her own story. She didn't feel able to come on and do that. So I actually told the story at the time. And this sister was in such deep trauma. You know, there's a few sisters that come on. There's a few sisters that come on onto this platform, and their trauma is so palpable, it's so deep, it's so unresolved that I make extra time for them in terms of aftercare and pre-care and whatever. I had this sister on my WhatsApp, I had her on my personal line. She'd call me any time of the day or night she wanted. Most of the time it was her ranting and screaming and swearing about somebody that had pissed her off. And I was always trying to bring her down because that's her level of trauma. Like, it's just constant. The cursing of bad words and, as I say, the raising of unclean spirits. Because when you curse bad word like that on a daily basis, at that octave, something is desperately wrong, isn't it? She had her calmer times, but it was always around the corner, you know, a blow up. So I made a lot of time for this sister. And out of nowhere, I think last week, I came home from work and I came home to 17 messages of abuse. And I didn't know if she was talking about me at first. And in parts, it looked like she wasn't. And in parts, it looked like she was. And I was totally confused. And that was it. I'm not even going to go too much into the story because I don't really want to diss her. I don't. I could, but I don't. But she's taking things too far. I've not done this woman anything. What's happened is that she happens to have been in a relationship with somebody that I know. I knew him as a child, to be honest with you, because they're not my age. And that's all gone wrong for her. And somebody associated with him, unbeknown to me, had been on this platform telling their story. I didn't know it was the same people. I didn't even know this person. I didn't have much interaction with them after they told their story on the platform. Some people don't need it. Do you know what I mean? So when I found out that what it was all about, it had nothing to do with me. It was a scenario that had nothing to do with me. She was against this woman, and she just decided that she hated everybody that was from London. Okay, including me. And when I tell you the bag of abuse I goss off when we get from this young woman, you know, unbelievable. But I'm saying, along with everything else, along with all the dumping, along with everything else that's going on, and then you got to deal with that as well. My God, enough's enough. 28th, I'm being reminded, and I should have mentioned it before, the 28th of the 28th of this month, which I think is next week sometime, Tim Westwood is playing out again. People, we cannot allow it to ensue. What kind of a community are we? What kind of a community are we? We are allowing this man who has been guilty. We all know he's been guilty long before he came on the TV and it went into the mainstream media. Yeah. And there are people that are actually willing to go and still see him play out in the community. How dare he? What an arrogant, nasty predator. Because this is how they act. You know, and we're not saying a word about it. Not a word. Do you think that he could go into any other community that have self-worth and self-respect especially for their women, and allow this to happen? Please tell me where it is, because I have it somewhere. I just cannot bring it to mind at the moment. Lewisham somewhere. Yeah, let's find out where his next gig is, because I'm telling you that we are going to be there. And I want to see who's going to join me. No excuses, people. It's a nightclub. I don't care, work, whatever. It's a weekend. No excuses. Put on your coats and your thermals if it's cold. Is it back at the Hatch Club? He was at the Hatch Club at New Year's. That was a tight one, New Year's. I was trying to go down there, but it wasn't really the right time. So is he back at the Hatch Club? If he is, then that's really bad. That's really bad, you know? Then they're really taking the mick. But you see, the people that own these clubs and the promoters of these nights and events are rarely from our community. Tim Westwood himself is also not from our community. So they don't really have a vested interest in caring whether or not we or our girl children are safeguarded. They don't care. They just want to make money off our heads, off of our wonderful music. You know, it's disgusting. But I'm even more disgusted because, you know, predators and wrong-uns do what they do. I'm disgusted at the fact that the community lay there and say nothing. I'm actually quite sick of that. It goes on too much. It goes on too much. We have to save the shame of our community and put some boots on the ground and make sure that Tim Westwood and the Hatch Club, if that's where it is, know in no uncertain terms that this community is not happy what he's done to women from the community. You could never do that in the Asian community. You could never do that in the Hasidic Jewish community or the Chinese community. They would boycott the crud out of you. You'd never make our money again. Much less it's still people from our community going and buying these tickets and going to see him. And it made me sick. I'm telling you, I'm so disappointed in our people at the moment. I'm so disappointed. You guys might have remembered a post that I put up on Instagram of this sister, Monique Baines. Yeah, Monique Baines in Jamaica. I'm going to play her thing in a minute. Again, didn't get time to upload it. I know enough people seen it anyway. We have to hear what this woman has to say. And we need to stop denying that the link between us here in the UK and Jamaica, particularly, or the rest of the Caribbean and Africa, we are inextricably tied. We can't deny these links. These, you know, we migrate back and forth. They are amongst us and we are amongst them. You know, someone's saying it's promoted as a soca dancehall bashment. That's deep. Hip hop night, Hatch Club again. Right, Hatch Club again. Not having it. We need to write to the Hatch Club people. Let's try and get their emails. Who is it? Who owns it? I don't know who owns it. I don't know anything about the Hatch Club. Thank you, Elabe Summers. I'm sickened by our people as well. They're the first to moan and complain when it all goes tits up. Quite sick of them. Quite sick of them. Don't want to stand for anything. But you know what? It's not our people. When we say our people, we're talking about Black British people. We're not talking about the African diaspora that goes across the Caribbean, Africa itself, and into the Americas. Yeah? Those people stand for something. African America stands for something. It is us here. We've been dumbed down. I don't know what it is, because prior to 1985 or the onset of crack in our community, people kind of stood for something, and we've just been washed out. We've just been washed out. That's what it is. We're not standing for each other anymore. Even what happened to me at my workplace, like I said, certain people think that people born big, innit? But I'm just saying that you go to bed with your conscience, because clearly you haven't got another gig going on for you while you were so protective of whatever, and you couldn't be a sister. You know what I mean? Shame on you. You can never pass me in the street or look me in my eye. You know, never. At the end of the day, you'd have to look away in shame because you know what you did. But at the end of the day, it ain't that deep. It's a degga place. Degga job, couple of grades beneath where I'm at, but it was convenient. It was close by. It was convenient. Money was all right. It is what it is. That's not the issue. It's not about me being sacked from the job and, oh my God, my job. No. It's the principle. It's the way that people move. I'm a Judah. It's always about the principle and the way that people move around us. You know, we're very loyal people. We work on principle. We love our own people. We love people in general, but we're protective of our own. That translates into family and community. Do you understand? So when you're double-crossed or sold out, it hurts deeper. But it isn't what's been taken away. It's the principle of the fact that we got brothers and sisters that move dirty in our community like that. Alter order. I'll go into the facts of that another time. I'm going to do a whole live on it. But I just wanted to kind of let you know what was happening, people. Let me put out the link. Sisters had to go. No doubt she's dealing with the police. Oh, these people. You'll see Sherelle up before you wake up on morning because I've actually put her up. I've just got to press send on Insta. Didn't want to have to do it, sis. You've been harassing people a very long time. You've definitely been harassing me a very long time. And I've been ignoring you. But when you start doing it to others like this and potentially harming other people's lives, you know, it's really not on. It's really not on, sis. You've got enough capacity to know what you're doing. So you've got enough capacity to get pulled up about it. You're the G-Tech sister. Yeah, who can come to the Hatch Club? DM me. We just need some numbers, you know. Who can come to the Hatch Club? 28th. Someone says it will be a black female in her cape who will go all out to protect and promote Westwood. Yeah, probably. Probably. Would not surprise me. Would not surprise me, sis. It's the principle of the thing. There's always an Uncle Tom. There's always an Aunt Jemima. There's always them that love the house more than they love their own. It just gets on my nerves. It does. It just really gets on my nerves. He got into Amapiano, did he? So he's got a new following. Yeah, I heard he's been out in Africa, and I probably doubt that. I doubt that the people probably know what he's been up to. Been playing in Nigeria. You know, sometimes West African brothers and sisters need to connect. You know, because they're just. I don't want to offend my brothers and sisters tonight because I love my people, especially my West African people. There are people, we're the same bloody people. So I don't know what there isn't, what's there not to like. Do you know what I mean? But there's a link, people. If you want to jump on, do that. If not, I'm going to go and get a chill pill after such an eventful week. My enemies will not rise against me. Those who think that they can do the things that they do in their malign, insidious and underhanded little ways, it cannot form. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. All it does is light our next fire. That's all it does. It lights a next fire under it. You understand me? And when things are done and dusted, you know, I'm going to put together a new Hall of Shame. It's going to be for all the sellouts in our community, all those that didn't have their brothers and their sisters back, all those that didn't have the back of their community. How about that one? Because there's plenty of them. It would be a never ending. They are just as harmful. We talk about what harms our community. The fact that we talk about sexual abuse and the things that we talk about is just one facet of what harms our community, of why it is that we cannot get ahead. It's just one facet of it, you know, and it's one of the most harmful, of course. And that's why it's so prominent in our conversation. But there is so much to what it is that we need to rid ourselves of all these things, you know. The march for his time is up. Oh, we're early for that. It will be in October, sis or brother. We'll be in October as usual. We don't know if we'll keep the date of the 16th because this year it will run on a Monday. So we might have to revert back to the Saturday or whatever, which is fine. But it's always going to be the second week in October. That's what we've decided. Who Jah bless, no man curse. That's right, Lioness Keats. I haven't done anybody a single wrong. Do you know what I mean? I've tried to love and protect, and I get it in the teeth. You understand? Yo. My brothers and sisters, I just have to laugh. I'm going to bid you guys farewell. You know, I'm glad people came back in because who was the troll? What was the name of the troll people that put it in the chat that Afua said that she's cancelled for tonight and whatever? You see these people, the amount of wolf in sheep's clothing that's walking around in our community. I had a very, very powerful and interesting conversation last night for about 3 hours. And we were talking about these things, you know, about the leadership and about people that put themselves in positions of leadership and what they do and what they get on with. And if only you guys knew. If only you guys knew. A lot of the people that even people here follow. You know, it's some dirty practice that they're involved in. Dirty practices that they're involved in, but they put on a front and a face. And people go, oh, how do we know you're not involved, Afua? What about your past? What past? I've told you about my past. I went to jail, so what? You think if I was involved in dirty practices and backstabbing people and teething people's things and doing all the things that they say that I do, that the real victims of this would not be coming out the woodwork on me. How dare I sit here on some moral high ground and I'm guilty of all of this? This is what would happen, but we've not seen that. All we see is trolls and people that hide in the shadows in their nastiness because they know they're wrong. That's why they don't come out with their chest. That's all we see. Anyway, enough time spent on them. Next week, we've got a case coming that should have come 2 weeks ago. But as I said, I've been tired. You know, I was speaking to the team, and one of the things that we might be considering in order to kind of protect my well-being is to roll this 3 weeks of the month. And then there's 1 week that we just won't be going live. I won't be doing anything, posting anything, looking at cases, anything. That week will be for me. And I'm looking at that as a good idea because I have been ham and nail. Is it hammer and nail? I've been hammer and nail at this for 2.5 years solid. Solid. You understand what I'm saying? Without a break, without a rest. And I'm a woman that travels regular. You know, I've not even come away from it in any way, shape or form because it's just constant. The need and the demand for this to happen is constant. You can't walk away if you mean to do it justice. You understand? Nat H. Could be anyone. Thank you. Thank you, Linus Keeks. But at the end of the day, we continue and we will not be deterred and we shall not be moved. You know, the old Negro spiritual, we shall not be moved. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Good things are coming this year, people. Give me some time. And you know what? These people do me a favor because if I'm not in a placement in a job on a contract, I have way more time to give to the His Time Is Up campaign. I got way more time to do to give the members what they need, what they deserve. Do you understand what I'm saying? I got way more time to chase up cases and do my thing at the end of the day. You know, I'm always going to be bountiful because I believe I am. My glass is always half full. And anybody that doesn't feel that, I think that you ought to take on board those principles and mindsets. My glass is always full. So I'm always bountiful. I'm a woman of many talents. You know, I can turn my hand to anything. You know, I've got a lot of experience. So at the end of the day, thank you, Mother Never Raised No Fools. Self-care in 2023. Absolutely. Afua self-care for 2023. Yeah, man, self-care. I need to get back into my routines and, you know, gym and steam. I love steaming. I love spas and cleansing my mind, body and spirit. I've not done that in a minute. Just no time to do it. No time whatsoever. I need to spend more quality time with baby Afua. You know, hey, 333. I keep seeing the 333. And I know the meaning of it, people. I know the meaning of it. Soul Sister, thank you. Cash App. If we can raise transport for Milton Keynes, we've got a couple of weeks on the 7th. We're going to be out flyering. So I'm going to be speaking to Liz this weekend to get some flyers done. And also another sister, beautiful sister. Oh, okay, Sister Serline, actually, of Britain's Got Reggae. She always does our flyers for us. And I want to say that check out her socials. She's got a book just come out called, I think it's Serline's Story. Let me get it right. It's called, I'm going to put it up on the gram. I just haven't had time, my sister. I want to promote your thing. It's called the Serline Journey. And let me tell you, it will be a good read because this sister has been through the it's. Yes, she does. She has. And she's a very talented, wonderful sister. She's the brainchild and CEO and founder of Britain's Got Reggae. Wonderful, wonderful outfit that she's got going. So she's just written a book. I'll be promoting it on the gram, and it's called the Serline Journey. So look out for it, people. Look out for it, people. It's just launching right now. Very conscious sister. That's right, Linus Keats. There's the link one more time, people. Come chat to me now, man. You don't always leave me up here lonely. Not right. Not right. When I used to do radio, because I used to do radio, I used to have a thing called Shoot the Breeze with Afua. And it was good. I had it on a few stations, actually. I went around and done the rounds. Some really good stations, well-known stations. And I used to get loads of callers. Everyone was always calling me up. We'd do lots of different topics that affected the community, anything from FGM to knife crime to whatever, you know. And people were always calling. The phone lines would be jammed half the time. But I find here, just weirdly, people don't want to come on and talk. You know, you can keep your camera off. It will just be a voice, just like when you call in at the radio. I don't know what the block is, but very few people come on to speak. Maybe you guys just enjoy listening to me ranting on for 3 hours or something. So yes, my brothers and sisters, doesn't look like anyone's coming out. There's the link again. Hit it. Please donate. We need to get the march on this year. We're looking to launch a self-defense class. We're looking to get those services together. We're going to come online as a bona fide charity, CIC, whatever it is that we decide to do. There's so much that needs doing and needs support and needs backing. And we can't do it on our own. That is a fact. We cannot do it in our own. So you guys know the usual links. It's all there. Last week, I think I put it in the description, but it's on Instagram, on my bio. We've also got the GoFundMe, and whichever way else that you want to contribute. Lots of people contribute by becoming a member. Please do that. Please also remember to hit the like button. I've just understood what the significance of the like button is and why YouTubers always talk about it. So I'm understanding it's because of the algorithms and it makes the word spread further. And yeah, hit the like button, people. We have too many people on this live for us to get low likes. You know what I mean? Hit the like button. Make sure that happens. And I'm probably going to sign out because I don't think anyone's coming on to chat to me. I don't think anybody is. I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. We are blessed in the His Time Is Up family. That's all concerned. That's all concerned. And bless up the online child protection teams. Yeah, they can try to persecute us, but we ain't giving up our ass. How about that? It's not going to happen. And if it's a toss-up between keeping a job in the mainstream and hunting and doing the work that we do here on the His Time Is Up campaign, well, I'm afraid the latter wins every time, hands down. You understand? Ain't that deep for me, this Babylon system, this world of work. It's not that deep for me. That's what people need to know before they try to take it from me. Try better, because it's not going to work. If you know me, I've always been like that. Like, it doesn't matter. My quality of life has always meant more to me than any job, you know? Unfortunately, not everybody thinks like that. So thank you, people. Looks like no one's coming on. I'm going to go. I really hope you have a wonderful weekend. Look out for the updates, and there will be. I've got time to do it now. I don't feel exhausted coming in from work, dealing with baby Afua, la la la. By the time you look at it, it's 11 o'clock, and I can't be bothered to post anything. It's not going to happen. So look out. We're going to be ramping up the campaign for the sisters. There's a court date for me that's coming up very, very soon, I hope. And we'll put some boots on the ground for that. And we've also got the Tony Clark case that's coming up in the 20th of March. You know, I've not been charged with anything. These are civil matters. These are not criminal court cases at all. They're civil matters. And it's just people trying their hand because they don't like the truth. They don't like the exposure. And they hate being outed and humiliated. That's all it is, you know. People, let me just go through some of the comments actually, in case you guys don't want your say any other way. You don't want your say any other way. So let me go through some of the comments. Jade says, this thing is so slow. Honestly, you guys can probably see it already, but I can't. Oh, mate. Desiree Kami says, we mustn't feel guilty to take time out for our healing and our health. Absolutely, Desiree. That is so true. But I do have a thing with that. You know, once I commit myself to something and I make promises, I will sacrifice myself doing it. Do you understand? So, yeah, probably not always a good idea. I can't even see what this comment says. You guys can probably see it on the screen, but that's it. Yeah. Thank you, people. Thank you, Annette. Annette, more life and more strength to you as well, my sister. I'm going to see you guys next week. Lots and lots coming up next week. As I said, new case, new week. And let's get back to what we do. Let's get back to what we do. We're also appealing, just before I forget, we need more people involved in our hunting group. We need more people. We've got a good little cohort at the moment, but we need more people. So I am putting it out there again. If you want to get involved, so many people tell me in my DMs that they do, then come good, drop me your number and I can get a conversation going with you guys, basically. I'm also going to be, I want to say, before I say that, I want to say apologies to a brother that has been trying to get me to come on his radio station. I agreed to it, and I just haven't got back to you, brother. So I apologize for that. And I'm back in the season for radio and doing interviews and whatever. Hold on. Oh, bless you. Thank you, sis. Thank you, sis. I just got a nice message from someone. Yeah, so I basically, my brain's shutting down, people. I'm tired. I basically, we basically are going to be back next week because I forgot what I was saying. People, let me go. I'm tired, hungry, and I'm going to go. And I'll see you guys next week. And I'll see you on the gram during the week as well. Blessed love, my people. Blessed love, blessed love, blessed love.